Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. I'm Steven Silver, character designer and teacher, dedicated to helping you learn about the art industry and living up to your potential. Whippy! Alright, welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. I am at the ISCA convention where there's just a bunch of caricature artists. We all get together, we have competitions, and we draw each other, and it's just a whole week, of fun. So I'm here today with a longtime friend, Kimberly Hooper, who is the regional manager of Cummins Art Shops. And what is Cummins Art Shops? It's a caricature. You guys do a lot of stuff.
Theme park art, caricatures, face paint, henna, name paintings, photography.
Everything to do with like art. When you go to the theme parks, from Magic Mountain to the zoos to Disney to SeaWorld, everywhere. And that's where I started. A lot of you guys know back when I was around 18 at SeaWorld in San Diego. Not with the same company, it was a different company. But why I want to kind of like talk today is just about, we were having a great conversation just about how artists can get involved, what you're looking for, because you're responsible. So tell them or just what's your responsibilities? What's your everyday responsibility as a regional manager for all these parks and hiring artists? Like, what do you have to do?
The everyday responsibilities are extremely wide-ranging. And honestly, it doesn't have so much to do with just the art anymore, but I am constantly looking for the quality and that we are putting our best foot forward and really focusing on training. And that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, is that we don't just hire you to come in and do a job.
Right.
We're invested in the ongoing training, and that's actually been a pretty big push, especially for the last few years. We've always focused on improving people, but we're actually putting the extra time in, making sure that we have monthly workshops.
Oh, you do? No kidding. That's great.
Yeah, we have monthly workshops. We want to have every artist go through at least an hour a month outside of their daily practice.
Right.
Because you know as well as I do, once you get out there, you draw your first caricature, that's your baseline. You draw your second one, you're better than the first one.
Right.
And like I was just saying, you got to get to that first 1,000, you get to the second 1,000, and you're going to be 1,000 times better just because you got through that many.
You're not coming in highly skilled, so people coming in, their portfolios at this level, I mean, they're probably like 18, 19-year-old.
I was 17 when I started. I mean, I had figure drawing, and I was decent at figure drawing, but I didn't know that somebody would actually hire me.
Right. I know. I went through the same thing. It's like my skill level really wasn't there, but that's cool because you guys are doing this constant training. And so what else besides, like, say that someone wants to do caricatures, what are you looking for in their portfolio?
I'm looking for a minimum level of art skill.
Okay.
I want to see that they understand structure, skeletal structure. Okay. I want to see that they understand composition.
Okay.
So I want to, and those are things that are, with a certain amount of work, somebody who's dedicated, it's easy for us to get to that minimum level.
Right.
We will teach people. We will work with them, and it's going back to that training. It's that environment of helpful critique and criticism. It's not like art school where you're trying to be better. It's really about lifting each other up and looking for ways to improve.
So you were mentioning personality, and what are you looking for in that?
I'm looking for people with a positive attitude. I'm looking for people that I want to hang out with and work with, honestly.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hire somebody who feels like a downer, who has a negative attitude, who has all sorts of negative things to say about their past employer and doesn't take personal responsibility. I want somebody who has a sense of joy, who is a pleasure to be around, who has that unbridled curiosity, like they just want to keep trying, and they're like, look what I did, how can I make it better?
Want to keep learning.
That desire to learn, that desire to be a part of something, because it really becomes a second family. I mean, so many of my friends over the years are because of working with these artists. Sometimes we jokingly say, we're all the misfits who found each other.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's true. And now you're the regional manager of this area. We're in San Diego right now, and so you're running about 7 different operations.
Yeah, I have SeaWorld, San Diego Zoo, Safari Park, Legoland, the Disney property, in Anaheim and Magic Mountain, and then once a month every year we have LA Fair.
And then when are you guys hiring typically? Like, that's a question people always ask me all the time. Well, when do people hire? When's it going on? What about you guys?
We're going to hire about 6 to 8 weeks typically. Maybe I should actually back that up and say right around the 8 to 10 week mark. We're going to hire ahead of any of the big seasons. So when you're looking at holidays, big tourist season, we're hiring now.
Okay.
When you're looking at spring break in March, April, we're looking for people at the end of January, early February.
And to get into
because you've got to interview, you've got to go through park orientations, you've got to get training, and then you've got to get some experience before it hits.
Right.
So that gives us enough time to get you out to at least a minimum quality level so you can be confident.
Right, okay. And now, and this organization, Commons, and I'll put the information down below too, but you guys are everywhere. So you could live anywhere in the United States.
Pretty much.
And you guys have operations are running,
all
how many
over the place.
operations?
50 plus.
50 plus operations all over the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to be living in San Diego.
No.
You could be living in anywhere.
Texas, Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. We just opened up New England, Six Flags.
Wow.
Florida, Virginia. I mean,
It just goes on.
All over.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the best thing that people can do? Do they apply online?
Apply online.
Okay. Do they submit work at that point, or is it more just?
It's a quick application. It's basic information.
Okay.
The manager follows up with them, and we'll set up an interview. Sometimes if the manager's not hiring, you won't hear back as quickly.
Okay.
I can tell you from personal experience when I was a manager and I was responsible specifically for my team.
Yeah.
If somebody popped up more than once, I'm going to pay more attention.
Right.
If they followed up with a phone call, even if I already had them on my list and I was planning to call them anyway.
Right.
If they called me, I just thought, well, this person wants it. And it goes back to that person who shows a desire, who goes after what they want, who pushes to learn and pushes to get the most out of their experience. Those are the kind of people that I definitely want.
Okay. And then I think I just kind of wanted to just give a sense of more so showing that, it's possible. You started just from doing caricatures and from 17.
I actually started as a portrait artist.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Where was that?
SeaWorld.
Okay.
I started drawing portraits, pastel chalk portraits, and then I got into caricatures a little bit, and since then I've done a lot.
And you just kind of kept moving, just up.
And the thing is, even if I didn't, taking caricatures out of the equation, the fact that you're doing something, the hand-eye coordination, that command of your fine muscle skill. I mean, even as a face painter for years, I can sit down and draw, and my line quality, my ability to control pressure and release, like all of that stuff, my ability to put the line where I want it, exactly what I'm thinking, so that muscle control is incredible, and you don't get that by cashiering and then drawing an hour a day. You get that by drawing 8 hours a day.
The constant repetition, it is. You are drawing literally
you really become a master of this ability to control your vision and execute it through,
just put that
tools.
Line straight down, and you have to. You got to make a commitment. It's but then that's the nervous part. Because we're so used to sometimes trying to sketch things and trying to figure it out, and just nervous about where that line's going. But all of a sudden, you got a marker, and you're just like, oh my God, here it is, the line. There's the right. Was that the right one?
You go and it's like over the years I've seen myself develop, and I see other artists develop where you know what it is, where they do the hover sketch first.
Right. Oh yeah.
And they're like getting ready to land.
Oh yeah.
But you do that so much less.
Right. Yeah.
Because you have the vision, and and it's and I'm talking about the muscle skill, but it really. I think that one of the most amazing things is that observational skill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it was such an epiphany for me when I was starting as a portrait artist. I would walk around the world and everybody became like a moving portrait. I'm like, I would draw you this way, and I would draw, and it was really exciting to see that, because I didn't know my brain was capable of that. That I had the quick observation,
Right,
because that's decision making. You know, how would I do that? So that's it really kind of awakens a passion, and it's again, you're going in daily, you're putting the time in, and you're getting better.
And all the time, and it also pushes just ethnicity every time, because you're just drawing and ages. You're drawing every single ethnicity. You're drawing every single age group. You're drawing, you know, the little baby with no teeth compared to the old person. You know, it's just like you go through that whole range, and it's just like, so now it's no longer, oh, I don't know how to draw a teenager. It's like you figure that out. You're doing your, again, like you were mentioning, in the theme parks even more so. They, you know, they talk about to do 10,000 drawings, right? You want to get better, do 10,000. In the theme park, you do 10,000 drawings pretty dang gone quickly. You know, because you're just, again, in the summer times when it's busy, you might be working 12-hour days, you know, and you just like your hand is one person after the next.
You might work a day in a park, and then you're like, well, I'm done here. I'm going to pack up and go work a gig for 4 hours.
Right. Oh yeah.
And those are even faster.
You're
doing 20 an hour. Boom, boom. Like you don't have, you're not ringing it. You know, it puts you in an environment where you are able to exponentially grow. And in talking about drawing all these different people, I felt like as an artist it really pushed me to grow, because it pushed me for it. It's like an honesty. There's like an integrity in conveying what you observe and getting brave. Like you don't want to draw wrinkles. You don't want to in the nose. But it pushes you to be true to what you observe and be honest with that. And so there's even more development that comes with that.
And you'll start like eliminating lines too. You know, it's like what happens is when you're drawing through this. Like you're saying, I don't need to put in those wrinkles. I don't need to put in all that stuff. You just start slowly, just saying, does that make that person look any more like them? And then you realize you want to please people too, you know, so then you got to go through that phase where as you're drawing people, you know, it's like very, very important, you know, just to make sure that people aren't ripping the drawings up in front of your face, you know, like.
And that's a really incredible transferable skill when you go out of this environment and you go into maybe doing independent artwork or working with a team of people, being able to understand what that person wants, you know, being able to break through that barrier and get past your own ego, like that is crucial.
Huge, and you learn that, and if you can learn that at a young age, you know,
unstoppable.
Unstoppable. You're right, because at that point you're just like, I can do anything. Nothing happened. That person didn't like my drawing, or didn't like what I did, but did it change my life? Did it make my life horrible and affect everything? So where I'm going to go cry in a corner for the next 3 weeks? No, I'm going to just get right back up and draw the next person who's in line and keep going, and know that that person was happy and that person wasn't. You know, and that's what it is when you're dealing with people every day. And in animation, same thing.
I think it's really amazing to have an experience like this, and I think like once you really get it, you understand. And tell me if you disagree. Absolutely. But I feel like we're so lucky to have a job where we get to use a skill that we're passionate about. But I think there's also a delineation there. Like at the end of the day, when we're working, when we're hanging out and drawing with people we like to hang out with and working, there is a product. Like it's a product, and it's about making the people happy, because that provides you the stability. And I think the other side of that coin is that you go home and you have this really incredibly developed set of skills, and then you can go crazy in your personal artwork. So you grow personally, but it's about understanding that when I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm satisfying my customer. If you want to have a thriving freelance business, you have to get good at that. You know, and you have to check your ego. But it's like, I mean, the growth potential, like so much can come out of that. So I just think it's a tremendous, every way you look at it, whether it's representing yourself as a business, as a professional. You know, when I have artists who are feeling a little sheepish about their skill, and they're like, oh, I feel like it's charging too much. I'm like, just because the plumber's good doesn't mean you're going to charge him he's going to charge you any less. He studied, he put the time in. You want him to, the lawyer, the accountant, everybody puts their time in. So stand up for your skill. Stand up for what you bring to the table, and be confident, because I'm confident, because I have you here. You know, that's you know, there's so much confidence that comes with it. So between the confidence, the development of the skill, the second family, just the people you get to work with, the incredible people, so many of these people, you know, I mean, all around, it's just such an incredible experience.
Yeah, it is. It's a great community. It's never ending. Again, it's one of these things where I was telling you earlier, too, that I used to feel like if anything ever went wrong in my career and my life, you know, but as long as I have my eyesight and my hands, that I could always do caricatures.
Yeah.
That I know that I could work anywhere
Strap
in
an
the
easel
world.
on your back and start
Strap
trucking.
an easel and go anywhere. And
Yeah.
you meet so many of these guys here. That's all they're doing. These guys are jumping in their caravans and they're driving all over the country. They work like 5 months or 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
They're like loving it, you know, and they're
Yeah.
doing the gigs and they're doing this. A bunch of them even have other artists working for them, and they're just like,
I have a push-up contest with Manny later on.
Okay.
I need you to push his chest down with your foot during.
Okay. I shall do that. Okay. See, this is the fun. I get to stand on someone's back and push my foot down on their chest during a push-up competition. So that's what you were doing with the characters here.
That's
you know.
healthy criticism.
Yes,
right
yes,
there.
yes. Yeah. But yeah, you can always, these guys, you can go anywhere, do anything with this skill set. And so, I just want, yeah, and that's what it is. So I want to end it with, just offhand, I'm sure you do, the website, like if people are interested in commonsjobs.com,
Yeah.
and I'll write that down below, commonsjobs.com. This was awesome. Thanks for sharing, and thanks, guys. Kimberly, take it easy.
Bye.
To subscribe to my mailing list and stay updated on future workshops and events, please go to my contact at silvertunes.com and simply hit join mailing list. Until the next time, make it a great week, and thank you for listening.